5 years ago, the heroine of this story stood at the doorstep of the registry office with the man she loved, believing that only happiness awaited them ahead. But life took a completely different turn from what she expected. Emotional abuse, pain, and divorce. All these things she had to experience firsthand. How do you find the strength to leave when someone is destroying you emotionally? And how do you regain your ability to feel happy again? This is Real Talk Tales, the channel where I share real people's stories. It happened exactly 5 years ago. My future husband and I happily went to submit our marriage application. I remember it like it was yesterday, a sunny and bright day. Inside, there was joy and happy excitement. But in front of us in line was a couple who, on the contrary, were filing for divorce. I noticed the woman. She looked very sad, and it seemed to me that she had just been crying. Back then I thought, no, this would never happen to me. That's definitely not us. But 5 years later I found myself in the exact place where that unknown woman stood. The first 6 months after our daughter was born were the happiest of my life. But then, something went wrong. He began to change right before my eyes, spending less time at home, more often choosing the company of friends, alcohol, endless gatherings till dawn. Then, online casinos, loss of money, and debts joined in. He became indifferent to everything. Our home, me, even our daughter. I was terribly hurt. I couldn't understand. How could someone who once called me the best woman in the world, a husband whom I trusted with my life and heart, become so distant and indifferent? I believed for a long time that I could fix everything, unable to accept what was happening to my family. For a year and a half, I fought for this relationship, hoping things could still be like they were before. But at some point, I realized I couldn't deceive myself anymore. I lost my footing, trust, and faith in us. I packed my things, took my daughter, and left because I knew I no longer had the strength to save something that had long been broken. I hesitated, but I finally filed for divorce. He asked for another chance, claimed he had changed, and realized everything. But there were no worthy actions on his part, so I was sure I did the right thing. At first, it was very hard for me. I was lost in my feelings, crying in the evenings, unable to find myself. But over time, life began to return to normal. Gradually, I started to appreciate the value of my inner peace and, ultimately, allowed myself to move on. Eventually, a man came into my life who showed me that support and true love exist. With him, I felt protected, happy, and, most importantly, learned to smile again. He embraced my daughter. She is happy around him, and I hoped that everything was finally behind us. But entering into a new relationship unexpectedly triggered the opposite reaction in my ex-husband. He started acting aggressively, causing conflicts whenever he came to see our daughter. Once, he even had an argument right in front of her, scaring the child. And from then on, the situation only worsened. My ex-husband now regularly calls in the middle of the night, drunk, insulting me, yelling and making threats. He calls to label me the worst woman in the world and to blame me for all his own failures. Because of this constant pressure, I feel like I'm losing strength again, and most importantly, I worry about my daughter. She shouldn't have to witness such situations or hear such hurtful words directed at me. I'm on the edge again, but now I understand. The most important thing is the safety and peace of my daughter and our new family. I don't want to go back to being a victim or endure insults and aggression. I'm sharing this story to ask you, how do you learn to live with this? How do you stop being a woman who cries every day and become yourself again? If anyone has been through this and found an answer, please share in the comments. Viewer comments, I completely understand you. After my divorce, I went through the same thing. Drunken calls at night, threats. Only when I fully cut off contact and showed that I was ready to go to the authorities, the situation stabilized. Stay strong. Make sure to document every threat and phone call. If necessary, don't hesitate to take legal action to set official boundaries for his contact with you and the child. You should seek legal help. There are many organizations that offer free advice on family law and protection from domestic abuse. Take care of yourself and your child. Update 1. Thank you all for your advice. I'm very touched by your support and the fact that so many people have shared their experiences and provided clear guidance. It truly gives me hope for a better future. After publishing my story and reflecting on your recommendations, I started documenting all the calls and messages from my ex. It was hard for me initially because I never thought I would have to take such decisive action. But I finally had the courage to seek advice from a local organization that supports victims of domestic abuse. After issuing a formal written warning and notifying him that I would contact authorities and pursue legal action if the calls or threats continued, his behavior noticeably changed. The calls stopped, although I'm not sure it's completely over. But for the first time in a long while, I feel like the situation is under my control. Update 2. My daughter, new partner and I have decided to change our environment and are soon moving to another part of the city. There's a nearby green park where we can enjoy peaceful days. We believe this change will be a new, happy beginning for us. Remember, the most important thing is your health and your child's safety. Avoid those who act aggressively or try to manipulate you. You deserve happiness and peace in life. Don't be afraid to take steps to protect yourself. Seek help if needed, and don't remain silent about your problems. Look for support from those who understand and can help. Happiness isn't just a dream. It's a reality you can live. Take care of yourself, and remember that every new day is a chance to start fresh and build a happy life for you and your child. Thank you for watching this incredible story with us. If it was interesting or valuable to you, like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next stories.